Welcome back, guys. I thought, following on from the last episode, I'd try and show you another tactic of using these screening units with torpedoes, but in a line all at the same time, rather than one individual like I was in the last one. So you're going to want to turn all your torpedoes off on this one. Set everybody to follow the person in front. Now the theory is, if the enemy are there, you always stay on the outside of them. They're going to fire their torpedoes that way. This ship is then going to come around on himself, and the rest of the line is going to go inside. Then that ship is then going to take the lead role, stay on the outside when the enemy fire torpedoes, dodge this way, join the back of the line, and then this one then comes on the inside and takes the leading role again. So that's basically the theory. So I have done it successfully, and it does work, but it's incredibly micro intensive and not easy to pull off. But we're going to give it a go. So make sure you stay on the outside of all of the enemies, so no torpedoes are going to aim at your rear guys. The one thing I will say, if you're doing this, you can easily crash the game by accident. So the way that happens is, if you're controlling the leading ship and you try and follow onto a ship that's following your line, it creates obviously a follow circle, which the game does not like, so it automatically crashes. So always, if you're going to do this, make sure you take the rest of the line out of the battle line, so then he can then join onto a battle line rather than a follow line. I hope that made sense. So if we want, we can set all of our ships to target the battleship with torpedoes here, because it looks like we might get a chance to get a torpedo run off on him. So now he's going to turn inside. He's going to take the leading role, and he's going to join on the back. I will turn his torpedoes off temporarily. Right, now he's going to join onto the back, and he's going to take the leading role. We've got torpedoes coming in here, so we just need to be careful of them. We've got torpedoes coming on the inside as well now, which is a shame, so we're going to have to do some evasive manoeuvres. What I'm going to do is set his torpedoes to aim at him, and then do a drive-by on him. So as you can see, it can get messy. I've got torpedoes coming in from multiple angles. I'm going to see if I can get his torpedoes off now if I can. Unfortunately, I haven't been able to evade this torpedo. The collision system has got in the way. Looks like I've managed to break them apart anyway. Okay, so we've got torpedo attack against him that's come off. He's now going to join onto the back of this battle line. So this is basically the best way to control your fleet, but it's also the riskiest way and the most micro intensive. So yeah, it can be quite challenging, but obviously if you pull it off, then you can get some seriously good results from it. So I don't know if you've noticed, but I haven't been using the click on the enemy to see the torpedo exploits. So you don't need to use that exploit when you're when you've got a ship that's got such an amazing turning circle, basically. So he's not got any torpedoes left, so I don't need to worry about getting too close to him. What I'm going to do is turn everyone's torpedoes off now, just so I don't accidentally shoot myself, because it can happen. Now he has got a rear launcher that he hasn't fired yet, so I'm going to pull up by the side of him and then turn away, see if I can get this rear launcher hitting him in the centre. Don't need to. Okay, so all we've got left now is this light cruiser. He has got a considerable amount of torpedoes, so this fight is definitely not over quite yet. We can still come out of it with some nasty damage. But as you can see, the rest of my ships are relatively unharmed, and I've taken out a battleship, a battlecruiser, an armoured cruiser and a destroyer. So these ships really are the best all-round ship in the game, in my opinion. Once they get deck torpedoes in particular. Without the deck torpedoes, they're just okay. They're pretty good. But with the deck torpedoes, they just become insane. So again, we're going to do the same thing. Stay on the outside of him, then come around. Because this shipwreck's in the way, I'm going to actually come this side of it so it doesn't get in the way of the collision avoidance system. So he'll be coming around and joining onto the back again when he fires his torpedoes. Unfortunately, I've got a bit of a problem here, so what I'm going to do is tell him to join onto there, tell him to join onto there. Now the enemy's fired the torpedoes, I can bring him to join him onto there, but not yet, because if you do that you crash the game. So you break off the line, then now you're allowed to join onto the back, now that you've created a separate follow line. So yeah, it's a little bit micro intensive, but the results that you get from it are far superior to any other way of controlling your ships. Unfortunately, Norton antivirus kicked in and it crashed my recording, which is a shame. But I think you get the point anyway. So yeah, that was the heavy cruisers versus battles. Heavy cruisers in a follow line, all attacking at the same time, rather than attacking one by one, which is what you would traditionally do if you had a variety of ships. Because if you try and do this follow line micromanagement all at the same time with a variety of ships, it can get really, really messy because they all have different turning circles, they all have different speeds. It can just get really messy. So I only recommend doing this with one type of ship rather than trying to mix and match everything. So yeah, I hope that was enjoyable, and thanks for watching, guys. Take care, and I'll see you soon.